Welcome to the fight game. He's Icewater, I'm Puma, and there were a number of fights last night, and we're going to talk about Baval and Better Beef. And this was the rematch, and Better Beef came in as the champion, and I put some money on it, and I kind of knew that Baval was going to come back and look more inspired than he did in the last fight, and he won a majority decision. And he reclaims the world championship, the light heavyweight championship. I said this during our pre-production meeting that I could see both of these fighters going up, moving up to the heavyweight division. I think that's where the money's going to be. But your opinion on that?
Yeah, my opinion was I think that Better may be a little older for that, maybe a little too old for that because he's getting a little long in the tooth. Bavard, I think, could possibly move up. The weight does concern me. I mean, I guess depends on what weight, what's the minimum weight you can do for that. Plus, two, I'd be concerned about his punching power because he's a hell of a boxer, and unless you had to pinpoint or pick be picky about who he fought, he possibly could do it at heavyweight. But that's a concern because that's a lot to go from 175. If you say, let's say, for instance, even 200, that's 25 pounds. I think you might be more suited for like a cruiserweight. We talked about that before. But that's how I would see it. But as far as the match itself, think about the standpoint of better be started faster this time, which kind of forced Bivol to come out and box. And he did do that early on. Maybe he won like the first 3 rounds, and the Beef came on and one start enforcing his will with those hard punches against the ropes. But what was the difference, I think, here was the middle rounds and then even later in the rounds, Beterbiev started to bring that storm, and the storm was really flowing, and he was going after Bivol instead of standing back and waiting, and people thought he was running and ducking and not doing much right in the first fight. This time he weathered the storm and he was actually throwing punches back. So he's using boxing techniques and using the boxing skills to go, okay, I'm not gonna sit here like I'm running from you this time. This time, boom, 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 boom. And those combinations were really amazing. And it said a lot about him. And they asked him afterwards, what was the difference? He said, me. I didn't sit there and watch that dude. I was like, I gotta be busier.
Yeah,
I had to believe more in myself, and that's what he did. So he said instead of choosing not to engage, I got to go get this dude,
yeah, and that
and
he
that's
did.
why he won a rematch. And he
Yeah,
clearly was, I want this, and texting through some buddies watching the fight, and one dude was like he thought Beterbiev was winning, and up until the last couple rounds, I said Bival's face really wasn't messed up at all. I said, but do you see Beterbiev's face?
yeah,
He taking punishment. He had to cut over the left eye, then the right. I mean, he was getting carved up. So I said, I thought that even when the way it was going, I had to find a 7-5 Baval.
okay,
I just didn't know whether or not they were gonna give it to him. I
yeah,
really did. I was like, you saw what happened last time. I thought he won the last fight. But this time in particular, because he was more busy,
yeah.
I said, there is no way y'all need to take this from him.
Because he almost looked lethargic in the first fight, towards the end of the fight, compared to this fight, where, like you said, he was much busier. He wasn't going to let them take it from him. It's almost
Yeah.
like the attitude he had, and I just kind of felt that he's a fighter with a lot of pride, a fighter that really kind of is honed in on his skills. That he's not going to let this. I mean, they're going to have to drag him out of that ring before he takes another loss. The other fight, I've been really kind of watching this fighter, Joseph Parker, who is the WBO interim heavyweight champion. And he knocked out, which was supposed to be the monster of the division, the up and coming monster of the division, Martin Bako. And Bako has a record of 21-2 with 16 knockouts and was taken out in the second round. Kind of looked, I mean, like Parker had an easy day, easy work on him. Your thoughts on that particular fight?
Yeah, I thought that was kind of tough, and I think it was wrong. I know why he took the fight, right? I'm talking about was it the Macaulay?
Yeah,
Yeah, I understand why he took the fight, but he took that fight on 48 hours notice, bro. and he came in at 310.
Yeah.
310. In the past, he's weighed in like 290, 280, 284 when it's one of his most recent fights. And now you're asking him to come in here and try to do battle. And Joseph Parker was like, you out of shape, you slugging. I think they even had it, Bercoli, because he didn't have a lot of stuff with him. He wore Daniel Dubois' gloves.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw that. Yeah.
I mean, so I know what they were trying to do. He's a warrior for getting in there, but I think it just showed you can't come in here and play boxing.
Yeah. It
And
seemed
that's
like
what
they
Parker did.
caught him at home eating honey buns and
Yeah. I mean,
wasn't training.
but he like, well, I didn't know I was gonna be fighting. So I mean, what? But he took it because it was like
Yeah.
it was a quick buck, and there is a potential that because of who he is and being the nightmare that he is, a one shot wonder. If he get connect, there's a chance he could take him out
Right.
because they didn't want to. They did not want to. They had already had one kind of sad cancellation or replacement, if you will.
Mhm.
So they didn't want to keep doing it, and he was legit. He is legit,
Yeah.
but it just it's better when he's in shape.
Yeah. The old adage is stay ready so you don't have to get ready when you get that call.
Yeah, yeah,
Your son, Secure Stevenson, looked really sharp. I don't know about the competition, but I mean, he looked like the fighter that we're used to seeing with the boxing, the maneuvering, the jabs, the just kind of just bad intentions on those punches. And this is the fighter I want to see. There also some talk that him and Tank Davis been going back and forth, and he was like, "Hey, just sign the contract and we'll get this going." I always thought that Shakira was trying to avoid Tank, but now no, it doesn't seem like that.
yeah. First of all, congratulations to him over his win over Josh Padley, who was a gamer.
Mm.
Josh Padley came in. I think they say he's an electrician. Came out of nowhere. He's in good shape, and he came in to fight. So granted, he was a tough guy, tough customer. He had a little bang, little pop, and he said, afterwards that Shakur has power and he can hit it, but it was the damn body shots that got him, man. He said that dude hit me with them body shots. It was like every time my whole air was coming out of my body. And he says, I tried and I gave him a good fight, but that's what it was. But as we know, he was the replacement for Floyd Schofield Jr.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a travesty in itself. We went from him being allegedly being poisoned to Shakira's team bringing a masseuse dude in and everything, all this other stuff. But we come to find out, talking to even the doctors, they said when he was in the hospital, they couldn't find out anything wrong with him. And even the promoter, Eddie Hearn, was like, De La Hoya, I'm sorry. De La Hoya was like, I don't know what the hell's going on. He said, I even apologized to Shakira's team because I don't know. And granted, when the doctor says, we don't see nothing wrong with him, maybe he's scared, he got fear. And the sad thing about it is, and maybe he was just building it up, and they said so to a point. The dad said he was talking a lot of stuff on social media and hyping it about everything, but he even apologized afterwards. Dad was just talking too much, and maybe too much when his son was like, I don't know that man right there. He's serious. He's the truth. And I think Keyshawn Davis has been in the ring with both of them, or he's very familiar, and he goes, "Ain't no chance, no chance as hell." And I think so. What Shakira said, look, he came in, he was sharp, he was tight, and I think he was mad, but he just wanted to show you that he's capable. So granted, it wasn't a killer knockdown, it wasn't all spectacular, but it was enough. But I think also too, Shakira is tired of the drama and the madness and the lies. So for everybody that said they think he's scared, when they ask him about that fight, he says, send the contract. You ain't send no contract. You keep saying what you're saying, and you making all these jokes. And like he said, the one thing I love about Shakur, now he has been guilty of maybe talking too much and being in the animation of social media. But the young man said this. I know I'm not. When Tank Davis comes, Tank Davis is a draw. People come sing. He the A side. I don't think I'm the A side. That's what he said. I don't care about that. I just want you to sign the paper, send me a contract, sign the paper, let's get in the ring. You can have all that A side. He said, I don't even care about that. You want to be A side? Don't matter. Guess what? But send me a contract.
Yeah, it sounds like he's hungry. It sounds like
Hell yeah. I mean, I love this
yeah,
because
yeah,
this is what's missing.
yeah. We're here for
He,
it.
he put it on the line. Everybody said he saw, we got pillow hands, all this other BS. And he ain't ready because Tank gonna hurt him. Dude said, look, here I am. Here I am. And that's where you get it's Tank Davis.
Yeah,
Who else is calling out Tank Davis? Besides Terrence Carver said, I wish you would come to 147.
yeah.
And nobody is calling him out because saying to move him out 140, or unless they want to move up to 140 or higher, 147. You said, I meet you at 135, bro. Let's get this.
I did see a quick story before we go to my man Zhang, who lost. I saw a clip of Teofimo Lopez and Crawford saying that they will spar each other. So I would love to be in the gym when those guys go at it and spar each other because they said you agree to spar me. It's like yeah, let's go spar together. So I don't know if that's going to be a future fight, depending on what they do. But let's go to Zhang, man. My Chinese heavyweight, he didn't look good at all. I thought he was gonna win the fight when he knocked the guy down in the early fights, and I'm like, yeah, I almost placed a bet on him, but I'm glad I didn't because he was the underdog, and I'm like, okay, what do they know that I don't know? I better not touch this one. But yeah, Zhang, I thought he would be in the mix with Usyk and all those guys, but not so much. Not so much right now. Your thoughts about that? Go ahead and give it to me because I know you've been trying. I know you've been trying to give it to me about Zane, but yeah,
Look, man.
caught water,
Hey,
caught water.
you like who you like, you love who you love, right? I mean,
Oh
one
man,
thing I'm gonna say to you is I tried to tell you a while back that the man is older, he out of shape. And I know because he's of a certain background and he be one of the first to do
he's a
whatever.
knockout puncher. You gotta love those
You know
knockout punchers.
what? And I ain't got nothing but love. I like him. I think
Yeah,
he's a talent. But he older, he's a
yeah,
little bit mostly overweight. And you beat up a discombobulated Deontay Wilder. I mean, how can you really be excited about,
yeah,
oh, look what he did, Deontay? Well, really? Who else you beat up? So I get it. I ain't mad. I mean, you like, but it just shows you, and I don't even know where this other guy was ranked that he fought, but if you can't handle that type of talent, how the hell you gonna step up? And they mentioned that, and I say this with all honesty and all clarity and all truthfulness. They were talking about Zane fighting Usyk.
yeah. That's. I was talking about that a few weeks ago.
But my point of it is, it tells you there's nobody for that dude to fight.
Yeah,
That's a damn shame. Usyk has done all this, and I razzed a little man. I talk stuff about him, but when you going for Zane as his next opponent, oh my goodness, what are we doing? And how sad is the heavyweight division? And I know Du Bois wants trying to get better and whatever. I like to see that rematch, but other than that, we going way back. Well, hell, Joe Frazier's second generation nephew might be ready. Come on, man, what are we doing? What are we doing? Where is the talent? I'm sorry,
I can't
I'm
defend
serious.
it. I
Where
can't
is
defend it because
Zane? Where is okay?
you won.
Now
You
we want
won.
to bring now we want to bring back Anthony Joshua.
You
If Anthony Joshua can't beat Duke, but why won't see that the third time?
No, I don't.
Is there nobody else? Now we had talked about the our Bacole was supposed to be ready. Here where he who is left? I mean I'm just hurt that Usyk don't have somebody to fight. I mean really. I mean at first I was going at him because I thought Tyson Fury literally could get him. I did, but even though I didn't agree with all the decisions, at the end I got to give him his credit. He won.
Yeah.
But I want him to be challenged. I'm probably like the people feel about Floyd Mayweather a little later. I don't know. Who the hell? I would love to see him be challenged by somebody. And right now I'm sitting there going like, I think where there's a guy from Russian descent that's supposed to be pretty good?
I don't
I
know.
don't know. I'm just, I've never really, I guess I'm lost of words, kind of like Larry Holmes. I don't know, since like Larry Holmes,
Yeah, he didn't have anybody fight
we're
either.
desperate for somebody to fight at the heavyweight division. Where
I'm not going to give up on Bacoli because he took the fight 48 hours. I'm not going to just throw in the towel on him. Maybe he'll put the pizza down. Maybe he'll put the honey buns down, get himself in shape because he was a terror when he was fighting. And he was like this up and coming dude. You want to talk about Virgil Ortiz and his fight?
yeah, real quick before we talk about Virgil Ortiz, I got a fight for you since you
Okay.
talking about Bacoli. What is your other dude, the other African dude?
Frank Ngannou
We need to have Ngannou and
and
Bacoli
Martin
fight.
Bacoli. The
Kind
battle,
of like a elimination battle.
yeah, a battle of Africa. Yeah.
Yeah, so they get Battle Africa. Whoever's in shape and come out of that, then they get to move up. The rest of them, others go back to eating pizza, whatever they gonna do.
Yeah, because I always thought Frank Ngannou should stick with boxing because he's gonna make much more money. He does have some skills. If he stuck with Tyson and the way he trained up to fight Tyson Fury, if he stick with Mike Tyson and him training him up and giving them the experience and sparring, I think he could fare well in the heavyweight division. I really do. He just took a real ugly loss to Anthony Joshua that made him look like, he was coming off the street. And so to me, I don't think Anthony Joshua is that great, and I don't think Ngannou is that bad. So maybe with more training, maybe with more experience, maybe he could be a force in the heavyweight division. Who knows?
In order to show us that you're that forward, you got to fight Bacoli first.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's the fight I would like to see. That
That's the parameter. If you don't, you can't beat him, you go back home, whatever you got to do. But, but switching over to Virgil Ortiz Jr. versus what was it? Israel Madrimov, the gentleman that fought Terrence Crawford at 154. Tough fight for Virgil Ortiz. Kind of new frame if you knew a new class, weight class at 154. So you didn't know how that was going to work. We know that Madrimov is a little bit more heavy-handed, a little bit more physical. And Virgil Ortiz weathered the storm. Weathered the storm and looked real good at that and surprised me. Because, I mean, we talked about 147 and the possibility of fighting like a Boots Ennis, but he kind of threw that out the window for right now. So I'm going to 154, get a little stronger, fight with some bigger guys. And he's handled it. So I'm impressed by Virgil Ortiz. So he ends up winning. I think it was by majority decision over Madrimov. And you got to realize, too, this is the same guy that ended up fighting, what was it? Sorry, Bobocek, and got knocked down twice at 154 and got up and won.
yeah.
So Virgil Ortiz, sure, he's a tough customer. And 154, there's a lot of talent out there that he can face. So watch out. But kudos to him.
Okay. One of my favorite fighters, and we saw him coming up, and we were like, okay. And even my pop, when a fight comes on, I'm on the horn with him, like, hey man, you need to watch this guy. Keyshawn Davis, who was fighting the WBO, I think it was the lightweight champion, WBO lightweight champion. And what happened before the fight, it kind of set the stage for the fight, where they accused of the Ukrainian fighter and his handlers of sending over a box of watermelon and bananas to his hotel room. And this is a guy who's trying to live right. He's, he just had a child. He's, getting into his spirituality. And people were concerned, so was I, concerned whether he was going to let the emotion of what had happened before the fight kind of carry into the ring and lose his cool and lose the fight. But in 3 rounds, dismantled his opponent with body shots. He was hearing from Terrence Crawford in the audience, like, hit him with body shots. He can't take the body shots. And hit him with a liver shot that took his title and probably took his pride also. Your thoughts about Keyshawn Davis?
Keyshawn Davis is an overcoming dude. And one thing about Keyshawn Davis, he's a rising star. One thing about him is when you think about the weight that he's fighting at, right? You look at his body, you can tell he's like I always wondered about how a dude that size can be at 135 and get ready to move to 140, whatever. Because he said he has such, when you look at his body, he doesn't seem like, kind of like Thomas Hearns was at 147,
Mhm.
right? Just a bigger, taller, better, bigger structure for his big body frame. But the way that Keyshawn Davis came out and they called him a businessman, and he came after his opponent. And granted, we don't know. They said they had nothing to do with bananas and stuff. But somebody else said might have been Teofimo Lopez or some other people or whatever. But regardless of the fact, it was just really shady and shaky. And he was running his mouth, saying some things that were his opponent saying some things that were very degradable. Keyshawn Davis came in and just handled business like he does. He comes in, does what he has to do, and his opponent was tough. Okay, he was a champion. He won the bout, and he likes to get inside, and he'll throw an elbow. I mean, it was a lot. It was a very physical fight. But Keyshawn said, "No, nah, okay, I'm gonna show you. Yeah, you got the belt, but that's mine. That's
Mhm.
mine." And the way he went about it, it was just really methodical because he went after him. And then his superior boxing skills shows you that you don't belong here with me. You're the champ, but you don't. Bah, 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 and he's hitting him with those body shots, and he's hitting him in the head. But after a while, he started the I think the opponent dropped down to one knee, and he got back up, and he started hitting him again with those body shots. And he was really hitting him with bad intentions. And he was telling him, "Are you gonna run your mouth like that? I'm gonna show you what time it is." So kudos to him for staying composed. And I think he told the fighter afterwards he did not know if they really sent it, but if they did, he had to handle his business. So he said, "I didn't know, but still, I hope you didn't, but whatever, it is what it is." He said, "I'm gonna stand on this because I was messed up." So you raised him more, but he was still able to remain the professional that he was.
Yeah, and Keyshawn Davis is one of those fighters that are up and coming that we probably saw. I know I saw his first fights on ESPN, Top Rank, things of that sort. But there's another boxer that I want to point out, and I'm gonna give a heads out too because I did this with Earl Smith Jr. when I first saw him. I'm doing it with Keyshawn Davis and Abdullah Mason is
Yes,
one of
sir.
those fighters that he's up and coming, and he is very 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 special. And me and my pop, when we're watching fights, we're on the phone if we're not together. And he's like, "This dude reminds me of Sugar Ray Leonard." And I'm like, "Yep, you got a point there." But that's another boxer that folks need to keep an eye on. He is sweet.
Cleveland, Ohio.
Hmm.
Always 10. I mean, he's amazing. I mean, when you watch like not his most recent fight, but 2 fights ago, he fought a bigger, heavier dude that came in 6 pounds overweight, which means when he went rehydrated, he was even bigger,
Hmm.
probably like 147. Because some people say even the guy came in maybe close to 160. And he's supposed to be fighting at whatever the weight was, like 140, and or 6 pounds over, whatever it is. But he literally hit that gentleman and hurt him bad.
Yeah.
That's why I said that where he's at, the weight class that he fights in, Abdullah Mason, it's almost as if it's not for him too. It's like it's not fair. It's not fair because he's like hitting dudes that are really strong, and he got knocked down, and he gets back up, and you can tell he's a work in progress,
Yeah.
but you know that he has fire, man, and he pow, pow. It's not times you look at somebody, you go, how many fights?
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
see the sharpness, right? That's
Hmm.
what we look for in boxing. That's why we love people that love Shakur Stevenson love him because you can tell when you pop, 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 and he almost announces it for you. Before he hits you, he even make the noise. So you know it's coming, but there's not really anything you can do about it. So no, yeah, Abdullah Mason is amazing. Um, I'm excited because I'm now ready. I want to see some fights that maybe some young guys like. I'm trying to see. I saw something. The other guy that was Floyd Mayweather's protege is Moulton,
Yeah. Moulton is,
Real
is
Moulton.
sharp too. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe it's time for somebody like that. Those couple of these dudes in these weight classes to get together. And the problem is when they're young, they don't want to throw them in there too quick
Right.
because it affects the money. But we need to start seeing some fights, bro. It's time.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. He's Icewater. I'm Puma, and this is the Fight Game.